Epstein Island is actually a small private island, whose real name is Little St. James. It is located in the Caribbean Sea, and is part of the U.S. Virgin Islands, a territory composed of islands under the administration of the United States. Despite its small size, the island is world famous for its beautiful estates and seaside views, but it gained notoriety primarily due to the Jeffrey Epstein case. The island spans approximately 70 to 75 acres. It was purchased in 1998 by American billionaire Jeffrey Epstein, who remained its owner until his death in 2019. Epstein extensively altered and developed many parts of the island. Epstein himself sometimes referred to the island as Little St. Jeff. However, globally, it is more commonly known in the media as Epstein Island or Pedophile Island, due to the controversies, allegations, and legal cases associated with it. Geography and location. Little St. James Island is located in the U.S. Virgin Islands in the Caribbean Sea. It lies southeast of St. Thomas, and is very close to Great St. James, another island owned by Epstein. Together, these two islands formed a small private geographic group. The island was difficult to access for ordinary individuals. Typically, people reached it by plane, helicopter, or private boat. Epstein himself would fly his private plane to the St. Thomas International Airport, and then take a helicopter to Little St. James. History and construction. Purchase. Epstein purchased the island in 1998 for approximately $7.95 million. At that time, it was a normal private island with a few basic structures, including the main house, a guest house, a swimming pool, and 3 small cabins. Major construction and development. Epstein carried out extensive development which included a central villa and residential compounds, advanced solar power and fiber optic systems, swimming pool, tennis court, helipad, multiple cottages and guest houses, a blue and white temple structure, coastal docks and slipways. These developments almost completely transformed the island's landscape. Some structures later drew significant attention, particularly the blue and white temple, which became a media focus. Environmental changes. Epstein altered the natural environment of the island, removing old trees, planting new ones, and reshaping the coastline. These changes affected the local ecological balance. Sexual exploitation allegations. The island's central role. Cases and allegations. Little St. James became the central location in the Epstein case, with many victims and legal documents claiming that underage girls and women were trafficked, coerced, and sexually exploited on the island. Key points. Virgin Islands Attorney General filed a civil lawsuit claiming that Epstein trafficked girls and young women for decades, subjected them to sexual abuse, and confined them on the island. Many victims claimed they were lured to the island with promises and later coerced through social, financial, or other pressures. Some allegations involved high-profile figures who visited the island, although there is no clear proof that any of them directly participated in crimes. How the island was used. Witnesses and victims described Little St. James as an extremely private, isolated, and controlled environment, making exploitation easier. Minimal mobile network coverage, staffed directly under Epstein's command, no nearby neighbors or natural boundaries, difficulties in escaping or seeking help. Victims reported being transported to the island via plane, helicopter, or boat. The island's isolation and security allowed Epstein to maintain control. Recently, the U.S. House Oversight Committee released rare images and videos showing the interior of the island. Some unusual items included a dental chair surrounded by hanging male masks, a chalkboard with words like power and deception, ordinary living rooms and sitting areas. These materials, released in 2025, increased public suspicion about the island, and were intended to improve transparency in investigations. Epstein's death and legal status of the island. Arrest and death. Epstein was arrested in 2019 on federal sex trafficking charges. He died in jail, reportedly by suicide, sparking worldwide debate and controversy. Seizure and subsequent cases. After his death, the FBI and other agencies raided the island, collecting hundreds of gigabytes of data and evidence. In 2022, Virgin Islands settled a civil lawsuit against Epstein's estate for $105 million, also claiming half of the proceeds from the island's sale. In 2023, Little St. James and Great St. James were purchased by an investor for roughly £60 million, with plans to convert them into luxury resorts, though development has been delayed. Social and global impact. Public perception. Today, Epstein Island remains a topic of conspiracy theories, legal investigations, and social discourse. It is not only a site of crime, but also a cultural symbol of the intersection of wealth, power, and the failure of justice. Media, documentaries, and investigation. Numerous documentaries, news reports, and books have been produced on the topic. Analysts say, Epstein Island is more than a mere private island. It serves as a case study of how society sometimes overlooks or enables exploitation by powerful individuals. Conclusion. Little St. James, Epstein Island, was a normal private island transformed by Jeffrey Epstein into a site associated with wealth, secrecy, and criminal allegations. It is now a global symbol, representing not only the crimes committed there, but also debates over justice, power, and accountability.